Going y'all, Titan Smash MTG, and today we're back with some more Kaldheim speculation, talk, discussion, all that kind of stuff. Today, I wanted to talk about some mechanics that are going to be in the set we already know of, some things that have been, we're not going to talk about leaks on here, I'll get right off the bat there, we're not going to mention leaks here, just going to talk about official spoilers, but I will mention some of the mechanics that are found in some of the leaks without talking about the cards or showing them, so just kind of bear with me there. I'll try to do the best I can to not make it actually spoilerish, but I still want to discuss some of these things here as we get into it. What I want to talk about are some returning mechanics and things that we've seen from previous sets that we know will be back in Kaldheim, some new mechanics will be in Kaldheim that we haven't seen yet in any other sets, and just some speculation and way we think these cards will work in the set. So let's jump into it, let's get in there, let's go! So one thing we know is coming back, what we've seen already, is Sagas. This is one of the very first cards previewed in the set, maybe the first card previewed, I don't remember, but Showdown of the Skulls was 2 red and a white, so a 4-mana Saga. The first chapter here says exile the top 4 cards of your library until the end of turn, or the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Then chapters 2 and 3 of the saga, whenever you cast a spell this turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. So we know sagas are coming back. There's other sagas that have already been leaked and everything, but not officially spoiled yet. But sagas are here to stay. Very happy about this. I think sagas are just one of the coolest things Magic's ever done. The look of the cards is always really neat. The flavor, just the way they work, I think is really, really cool there. This card in particular, I'll have another video talking about some of the early spoilers, so I'm not going to get too far into it, but I do think this card is good. This works really well with Yorion decks, and something, like I said, we'll look into it a little bit later. But Sagas are returning to Kaldheim. Another thing that we know is returning here that has officially been spoiled are double-faced cards. We had these in the last set. We've had them in quite a few sets recently, but double-faced cards are coming back. If we look at one here, this is Halvar, God of Battle, 2 double white, so a 4-mana 4/4. Creatures that you control are enchanted or equipped have double strike. At the beginning of each combat, you may attach target aura or equipment attached to a creature you control to target creature you control. But then, if you look at the backside, there's also equipment here. Backside of this is Sword of the Realms. This is 1 and a white. A legendary artifact. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has vigilance. When equipped creature dies, return it to its owner's hand. It costs 1 and a white to equip. So these will work a little bit differently than the way you've seen in some cards, but basically this is one, you don't have to play one and then pay the cost at the bottom there. Essentially, you have this in your hand, you choose which side you want to play. So if you want to play the creature side, you pay your 2 double white and you have the creature side, or if it's in your hand, you want to play the 1 and a white, you play that, you get the sword. And I like these, I think this is really cool, especially since even though they're both legendary creatures on this, or legendary cards, you're able to play 4 of kind of safely because you can play the creature if you need to, and then another time, say if you have a creature on the battlefield already, you can still play the Sword of the Realms out and be okay there, and you can get around the legendary rule there, which is cool. So double-faced cards made to come back. Again, I'm not going to get too much into a breakdown of it right now of what I think of these cards. We'll do a little bit of a preview later on down the road. But double-faced cards are coming back to Kaldheim. Another thing really quick that's coming back is Treasure. We already do, Treasure's been in a few sets here. You sacrifice that, add mana of any color. But thanks to Magda, Brazen Outlaw, we know that Treasure's coming back. Because at the very bottom of that card, sacrifice 5 treasures. Search your library for an artifact or dragon card. Put that card in the battlefield. You may shuffle your library. Treasure's cool. I'm happy to see Treasure back. It's always a neat little mechanic. Any kind of thing that you have to work like that to get is cool. And free ramp is always really fun, right? Never goes wrong. So now for these next one, I'm not going to show the cards off. I'm just going to kind of talk about the mechanics because we do know they exist now, but I don't want to show the cards off because they are ones that haven't been officially spoiled. But one mechanics we have here that is new is Boast. Boast says that you can activate this ability only if this creature attacked this turn and only once each turn. So basically, each creature has a Boast cost. You pay this Boast cost only if you've attacked with that creature this turn, and you can only do it once per turn. But if you've done those, you pay the Boast cost and you get some kind of effect. That's all I can really say without spoiling the other cards here. If you haven't seen these and you do want to see them, you can go on Reddit, you can go on Mythic Spoiler, somewhere like that. Those cards are there. But personally, like I said, I know a lot of people are against seeing leaks, so I don't want to show them on my channel. However, that is what Boast is. From seeing the cards I've seen here, it looks like it's pretty interesting. I've not seen anything broken yet, but it seems like a really neat mechanic. I'm excited to see how it plays out and what you can do with it. Another one we got told about is FORETELL. FORETELL here says, during your turn, you may pay, we'll say X here, and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a turn later for its FORETELL cost. So, a couple things we don't know about this right away. I don't know if the FORETELL cost is always going to be the same cost every time, if it's different. It looks like you have to pay 2 mana to put that card down and kind of exile it, kind of like you did with Morph and Mega Morph. However, these cards are just exiled. They're not anything on the battlefield. They're not permanents. But then later on, you can pay that FORETELL cost, which would be different than its regular mana cost, so you get it for like a reduced rate. So it's a pretty cool way of doing it. The spoiler I've seen from it seems really neat. I'm excited if these spoilers just get here, man, so we can talk about these more in depth and look at them. But I think things like this make a really interesting form of deck building, especially if you do things like this with Flash. I have not seen a Flash one yet, but if you can like foretell something, kind of have it exile away, and then flash it in later, kind of like your trap cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I think these kind of things are really neat. I'm excited to see how they work out. So again, hard to talk about these without talking about the actual cards, but it is a leaked card. Not going to go there. Sorry. The last couple things I'll mention here, I've seen one card mention runes, that you can go get a rune card. I don't know what that is. There's a few guesses out there for what runes could be. When I think of runes, I think of things that, like, if you play any kind of video game, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla right now, which is very fitting. You get runes to slot in to upgrade your armor, upgrade your equipment. Perhaps there's artifacts, enchantments, equipment kind of thing that you can slot these runes in to make them a little bit more powerful. So maybe they're kind of like mini equipments that you put on. That's going to be my unofficial guess. We'll see what happens, but rune cards are going to be a thing. We'll see what those actually are. And lastly, people predicted this from the get-go, but snow is going to be a mechanic. We have seen a spoiler, a leak here that has the mention of snow and snow permanence. We'll see what actually happens with it. Can they do it well? Can they balance it? Can they make it good? We'll see. So that's what we've got as far as spoilers, as far as cards and mechanics and all that kind of thing. Again, we'll talk more about the individual cards a little bit later on. January 7th, which is this coming Thursday, is the official debut day of all the spoilers here. So we'll finally get some actual concrete evidence of what some of these cards are, what some of these mechanics are. I just wanted to give you all a little taste of it early on so you kind of know what to look forward to going on without actually spoiling anything that's been leaked already. So hopefully you all enjoyed this. Again, like, comment, subscribe if you do. Thank you all so much for watching. Getting really excited. Really, I'm ready for brew, and I'm ready for brew season and to make all the new decks. So thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me, y'all. Let's go.